Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn, and this is the Taurus reading for September 2021. Okay, Taurus, let's get into this. So, you have three major arcana cards, which is like some really heavy, current, strong energy happening with you right now, with the High Priestess in reverse, the Hierophant, and the Empress. And so, what it looks like is that you are really kind of taking a look at your life right now and making changes in your life, reverting back to things that you may have been taught in the past, and creating a new way of doing things moving forward, right? But I do sense that there's a little bit of resistance to this. It's like you have to do this. You feel this pull towards it, but there is a little bit of resistance, and this could be pertaining to getting in tune with like your spirituality, getting in tune. I don't know if some of you want to like start going back to church, or you want to actually start doing like spiritual practices that have been in your family for a long time, but right now like you're trying to navigate that path and trying to figure out how to incorporate that into your life right now. Let's take a deeper look into this and see what the rest of these cards are saying. So yes, okay. Yeah, it looks like you're really trying to work on tapping into like more of your emotional body, and also getting closer, working on having like an emotional attachment and emotional fulfillment within your family structure. And that is something that you're working on, but it's like hard for you right now, right? There's a little bit of a defensive energy, and there's definitely a sense that like you're kind of struggling with this transition period in your life right now. Even though you know that it's one that you need to make, you're having a hard time kind of trying to transition over. And it's kind of like the devil on the shoulder and then like the angel on the shoulder. So it's like you have an inclination to do one thing, but it's like you're really trying to check your behaviors. I get this sense where it's like you have, okay, like let's say you come from a family that has like really strong like religious beliefs, and even though you believe the same things, you kind of stepped away from that for a while, and so now you're trying to bring that back into your life. But because you've been away from the spiritual discipline aspect, it's like hard for you to let go some of the bad habits that you've acquired over time. And so that returning back to that has been a little bit of a struggle for you, but it feels like something major happened that has caused you to feel like, okay, this ain't the life that I'm trying to live, right? And I'm trying to be better and do better. But it's, right now, like I said, there is like a little bit of a back and forth, like a little bit of inching forward with this process. Even though it's something that you want to do, it's like you're having a hard time making that transition. Also, for some of you, it looks like you want to transition into more of like a traditional lifestyle. Like, you might want to be married, you want to have a family, but you are a little bit of a thought pocket, right? And so you want those things, but you're really enjoying like what the single life, does for you, or being single and just being out here in these streets. So, you want to get married, but yeah, you still want to play the field a little bit. And so that has been like a little rough spot for you as well. Here we see that the High Priestess in reverse is being clarified by the Eight of Wands in reverse, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Swords, and the Emperor in reverse. And this is basically saying that you are getting a lot of internal messages and a lot of intuitive nudges to kind of like that it's time for you to transform your life, to start practicing a little bit more discipline in your life, to get some control over your life, and to start working towards building something a little bit greater than yourself. to kind of take a break from the things that you have been doing, to step into like the best version of yourself. And so these are messages that seem to be coming into you, like you're getting them in different ways. And I think right now you're totally ignoring them, right? So that is what the High Priestess in reverse is saying. I was curious about the Devil card that's literally sitting in the middle of your reading, right? And the Devil card is being clarified by the Ten of Swords, the Tower in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse again. So really, it does seem like you're kind of like to the end of your rope, and you are ready to walk away from a lot of the things in your life that are bringing out the worst parts of you, but you still, it's like you're 1 foot in and you're 1 foot out, right? So it's like I said, you have like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. The Page of Pentacles being in reverse in as both clarifiers indicates that you're really not ready to start the process of trying to work towards that being that best version of yourself. And so for some of you, there's going to be something that happens that kind of like brings that to a screeching halt. It could be an actual event, or it could just be like a moment where you're to yourself and it's like something hits you, and then that makes it like very clear that you need to kind of like start working towards kind of making some shifts and some changes in your life, right? And so, in asking what it is that you're so defensive of, and what is it that's keeping you back from making this transition in your life, the clarification for the Seven of Wands is the Hangman, the King of Wands in reverse, and the Four of Cups in reverse. And so, really and truthfully, like I said, I think you are enjoying playing the field. You enjoy being out there right now, and so that aspect of it is keeping you a little bit in that situation a little bit longer. It's like more prolonged, and you don't want to feel like you're missing out on anything, right? But I think something's going to happen that's going to shift it where you run the risk of losing something that you have, because you are out here in these streets being a thought pocket. Like, you're going to risk losing what you have, or you're going to end up seeing what you want elsewhere, and it's going to have you feeling a little bit like a little sad that you don't have that. And so that's going to kind of like play a role for you this month. But yeah, you're definitely resisting this change and resisting moving forward because you are enjoying being in that King of Wands energy and just kind of like playing the field. And not really just committing to anything or anyone. And so I think Spirit is trying to get you to kind of move in the direction of working on your life, working on making changes in your life, working on maybe creating like a family structure for yourself, or improving the family structure that you're in, and not putting more of a value on work itself. And on like the finances aspect, and being more in tune with like your emotional body and your emotional center, especially as it relates to your own family, right? And so that's for people that are currently in families. And if you're not in a family structure, it's really about getting in tune with what it is that you want and need, and then trying to make the decision to build a life or build a family with someone, okay? And not wait until something catastrophic happens, where you lose something, and then you realize what you had, when it's gone, right? I think for some of you, you kind of saw like the relationship that your parents had, and that might be a reason why you're resisting becoming like them. But there's like this saying that says, take what you need and leave the rest. So you don't necessarily have to play into these same roles, but you can modify those old ways of being, like you saw in your family, and, make it your own personal thing. Take what you want and leave the rest, right? I wanted to see if there was anything else that was kind of like holding you back by looking at the Seven of Pentacles. And the clarification for the Seven of Pentacles in reverse is, again, another Seven of Pentacles in reverse, the Three of Cups, and then the Ten of Swords. So really, I feel like the message is pretty clear. This is like a little bit of like a stagnant, not really stagnant, but like a hold, like you're holding and you're waiting, as the Hanged Man card also indicated. Like you're kind of like waiting, right? This is something that you want to do, but I don't know, you're a little resistant to that change. You're resistant to that ending in your life, and to moving into the next aspect of your life. And even though, you want to be in like a close family structure, you want to develop those relationships, and you want to have that structure for yourself, you are definitely in resistance mode to that change. And so you do want to be careful, because while you can take your time to cycle yourself through these changes in your life, and to make the small changes along the way, you don't necessarily want to take too long to do that, because if you don't do it, the universe will do it for you. And I think that's what the Tower card is kind of like representing in your reading also, is that if these changes, if you don't make these changes, the universe will do them for you, right? And I feel like sometimes that's worse, because when the Tower card shows up, it means that it removes everything out of your life, that you built your foundation on something like a little bit of a faulty ground. And so the Tower card comes to kind of like sweep all that away, and will bring like a lot of changes into your life at one time, right? So some of you might be experiencing the Tarot moment in the month of September. You might also have already experienced that. And so yeah, so you want to kind of like really sit with yourself and think about what changes you want to make in your life, and what is causing you to not want to move in the direction. Are you scared of the work? Are you scared of the influences that you saw as a child growing up? And I kind of feel like that might have a little bit to do with it. But I think you might just be also scared of kind of like moving away from your hot boy summer or your hot girl summer, right? But summer's over, babies. It's the fall. So, we're going to think about that when I drop these advice cards for you. So as I was getting ready to pull your advice cards, the funniest thing just happened. Like the music started playing, and it was a song called When the Summer Dies by I don't know if it's Dead Mao 5 or Dead Mouse or whatever. But the first part of the lyrics says I see the colors change when I look at the sky. They tell me life is too short to listen to the lies. Riding a plastic waterfall, I tell myself I won't feel a thing when the summer dies. So the hot boy and hot girl summer is gone, my love. So let's get into this first advice card, which is the Winter card. And that says to take care of your needs. Do everything you need to be at your best. Then move beyond your fears and limitations. For many of the animal realm, winter is a time of hibernation and retreat. You may wish to curl up in a ball too, but although you may not feel as bright as you'd like to be, a primal force within you is encouraging you to continue. The Winter card features a wolf, one of few animals that stay active all year round. Wolves know what it's like to work alone or thrive within a pack, so if you feel you need to go at it alone at this time, know that wolf medicine will help you move beyond your insecurities and relax in your own space. You have an opportunity to move beyond your fears. Although you may feel in the dark, get comfortable with being in the unknown and trust that the light within you will sustain you through what may seem a challenging process. Ask yourself what you need to do to feel supported and alive. You may uncover something from your past that you have buried deep. Know that when you unearth it and shed light on it, you create space for miracles. You may feel like a lone wolf right now, but it's time for you to be the alpha. When the winter card arrives in the future position of a spread, or is it the last card in a reading, it can also indicate that the coming winter will usher in important energies with regards to your questions or intentions. And so what's interesting about that is it talks about getting comfortable with being in the unknown. And the next advice card is Father Sky, which says, trust in the unknown. Trust that your path is unfolding exactly as it needs to. You have a personal relationship with the Great Father, knowing that He is lovingly leading you forward. Father Sky is the name of the Native Americans and many other indigenous tribes have given to God. So this card represents the universal powers that are masculine in essence, the energies that people have called out to and looked up in times of need and gratitude. Father Sky personifies your relationship with the masculine energies of the divine and possibly a very powerful male or father figure too. You are a co-creator of your own life. Every thought, feeling, intention, and emotion you have is creating the road ahead. With that being said, you don't need to know every detail of what is going to unfold before you. When this card appears, you're being guided to step back and get out of your own way, because there's a greater power that is not only around you but within you. And Father Sky is creating the best experience imaginable for you. Accepting this will allow miraculous energy to come into your life. So see things from a higher perspective, like the eagle on the card. This card can also appear when there are opportunities to improve the father connection in your life. If your father figure is in heaven, know that his spirit is drawing close. If he is on earth, there's an opportunity to heal something, whether past or present. And the final advice card for you is High Priest, intend and create. Recognize that you have the power to change your life. Face your fear and align with the light. In many traditions, the high priest is the physical embodiment of the divine masculine. He acts as a bridge between worlds and is able not only to divine the future, but to help create it too. He may be a leader in his spiritual tradition, or in pagan traditions be second to the high priestess, but he is always spiritually connected and disciplined with great respect for his creator and his particular practice. In a reading, this card can represent a spiritual figure, leader, or teacher in your life, or an aspect of your path that has led you to where you are today. You are a bridge between heaven and earth, and it's important for you to know that you are more powerful and connected than you may think. Everything you are giving attention and energy to at this time is creating your way forward. There have been some setbacks, but accept these as experiences that have led you to a deeper understanding of yourself and your spirit. Know that you are being guided by the ancestors to direct your thoughts and energies towards what you want to grow, heal, and expand. And then watch it happen right before your eyes. So again, there is like this really heavy feeling of like, spirituality, like stepping into your spirituality, kind of adopting your spiritual practices, whatever they may be, and not to kind of like move away from that, right? To kind of embrace that aspect of yourself. And also, to get in tune with your creator, and also to get in tune with the creator that is within you, because right now it looks like you're really trying to create a specific life for yourself, and your spirituality may be at the center of that. So, Taurus, this month is going to bring about a lot of changes for you. And I know that no matter what happens, like, you are built for this, you are protected, and you are guided. And so you'll be okay. All right. So I hope these messages have helped you in some way. And thank you for listening. If you've gotten to the end of this reading, I would really like for you to share with a fellow Taurus or someone who is with a Taurus, and comment. I would love to read how this might be playing out in your life during this time. Thank you again, and I will see you soon.